Okay, hello, Dr. Sylvia Mendez. Thank you for coming. So we do this thing called a doctoral faculty spotlight series, and it's a way to help students get to know you better and become more familiar with the faculty in the department. The first question I have for you today is, when did you join the EDL faculty, and what was your job prior to coming to the University of Kentucky?
Thank you for having me. So I joined EDL in July 2024 after 17 years as a faculty member at the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs.
Excellent, excellent. What do you enjoy most about being a professor?
Oh, definitely collaborating with students from helping them acclimate to the rigors of doctoral work to helping them get that first publication to hooding them as they walk across that stage at commencement. I love it all. It's a really fun journey to be on with students.
Oh, excellent. As far as working with students and your own research, what is your area of research and what drew you to that?
Yeah. So my work really centers on the creation of optimal higher education policies and practices that both advance faculty careers, but also student success. And I'm also trained as a historian. So do some work thinking about the Mexican American student experience in the mid 20th century. Really interested in this kind of work. It really started as a McNair Scholar in my undergraduate time at Washington State University, where I started to engage in undergraduate research. And the idea is to help diversify the professoriate. And so I started to understand like how important it is to have representation, but also pathways for success. Just being able to sit at the table doesn't mean that you're prepared to be successful. So those kinds of experience have really fueled my research.
Excellent. Thank you. Given that you've been at UK for a short time, do you have favorite courses you're teaching or have taught? Just or
Mhm.
maybe some of your favorite courses you've ever done.
Yeah, I would say in general, I love teaching research methods courses because by the end of the class, the students not only have new technical skills to rely on, they really have this new confidence to not only perform research, but I also think to be good consumers of research. And so most students start those kinds of courses with a little bit of dread, but by the end, they really see that they can manage it and they can actually become really expert in research. And that's exciting for me.
Awesome. I mean, that's all the questions I have about your work life. So we're curious to know
Okay.
about you outside of work. So tell us
Yeah.
outside of work, what is important in your life?
Well, I have two daughters. My older daughter, Akina, is a freshman at the University of Kansas, studying to be the best elementary teacher she can be. And then I have a little daughter, Amaya. She's a freshman at Frederick Douglass High School, and she has thus far dedicated her life to being the best lacrosse player she can be. And so I hope that through my job as a mother, I'm supporting, challenging, and inspiring them to be the best they can be at whatever it is that's in front of them and what they desire. So those are the things that are most important to me.
Very cool. Well, tell us something interesting about yourself that people might not know or we find surprising.
Would probably be surprised to know that I'm a cribbage champion. I love the game cribbage. I play anytime I get a chance. And when I can peg out a win at the end, it's like the best feeling of the world, better than $1 million grant to me. Just that moment is just so exciting. And I have this song that plays through my mind. I don't know if you're familiar with DJ Khaled. All I do is win.
Oh,
That
yes.
song is my song when I peg out a cribbage win.
Speaking for probably myself and others, what is that game? I don't think I know what that is.
It's an English game. There's cards and there's like a board and you peg and you gotta just beat your opponent through the pegs.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a lot of fun. And
Is it the
it's
game with the little spikes in the triangle
yeah,
like that? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But it's like a big board that you
Right, right.
curve around in.
Awesome.
So
Awesome. So besides cribbage, what is your favorite way to spend a day off?
Definitely going to the movies. There's something about the big screen that, like, lets my brain relax, and other than that, my brain doesn't relax very often, so I revel in the chance to go and try to go once a week. It doesn't happen, but I really try to.
Is there a specific genre of movie that is your favorite that you're like, "I have to go"?
Oh, well, I love it all. Unfortunately, my little daughter who's here does not like to go to the movies and really hate movies. And my older daughter loves it. So I don't have a movie friend here. So I go all the time by myself and probably prefer it anyway.
For sure. So what's next on your travel bucket list if you have one?
Well, I went to Iceland a few years ago, and when people described it as being otherworldly, I didn't know what that meant, but now I do. And I did not go with my daughters. So that is on our bucket list to go there sometime soon because it is an otherworldly experience and I need them to know what that means.
That's awesome.
So
Did you get to see the Northern Lights while you were there?
I was not there at that time. So I need to time it for that. But it
Oh,
was
for sure.
cool. It's so difficult, but we will make it.
That's cool. So, tell us a little bit more about your hobbies and how you became interested in them.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say I have a lot of leisure time, but when I do, we definitely play a lot of games in my house from cribbage to dominoes to different card games. Board games, not as much. It's really around cards and dominoes. And my father taught me and my brother a lot of card games when we were young. So it's definitely a family tradition across generations when we are together that we're playing some games.
Awesome, awesome. Do you do a lot of reading? And if so, what's the last book or thing you read?
Yeah, definitely do a lot of reading. When I think about the last thing that I read that I really enjoyed was a book from James Kerr called Legacy, and it's about the New Zealand national rugby team and kind of what makes them to be so successful. And so it's broken down into these 15 chapters on different leadership lessons. And I think overall, what it's getting at is that we as people, there's a fragility to us, there's a fragility to time, and like, let's make the most of it all and be the best we can be. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. The All Blacks, the New
Yeah.
Zealand rugby team, they take no prisoners. They're very, very good. So,
Yes,
like,
yes. And there's the book, if you haven't read it, it's a really nice, easy, quick read, but really inspiring to like ground yourself in like what's important and
for
what's
sure,
the legacy you want to leave.
for sure. Now, can you share a meaningful quote or saying that is important to you?
Yeah. Well, I always have to go with the classics from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., right? And so intelligence plus character is the goal of true education. And I try to sum that up with my daughters. Whenever they get out of the car, I always tell them, be good and do good. And I think that that kind of lives out what MLK taught us.
That's real. That's really cool. Now, you spoke a lot about your daughters and they're going to school and things like that. But what about you? What did you want to do when you were younger?
Well, I went to Catholic school and I wanted to be a nun. We revered them. My parents were very against it, did not like hearing that that's what I wanted to be, but I still love to tease my daughters that maybe I still will be a nun and they will come visit me in the nunnery. So,
That's awesome. So besides the nuns, has there been a major influence in your personal or professional life you could share
mm,
with us?
yeah, this was an interesting question. And my thought went first to like my advisor, my doctoral advisor. And then when I was like, dig a little deeper, and my grandmother, Lorraine, really came up for me as that person. She is a smart, working woman who has really centered her life around family. She's turning 85 this year, and we are all going on a family cruise this summer to like celebrate her. in her life. She married my grandfather when she was just 14 and had her 5 kids before she was 21. So she obviously didn't go to high school. And so once her kids were old enough to go to school, she went and got her GED. She started to work at the school, earned several like culinary certificates from the local community college, and really inspired all of us to think about how important it is to get a good education. And then once I became a mother, she really inspired me in like balancing it all.
That's really awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Is there a piece of advice or strategy that you give to all of your advisees?
Yeah. So they don't always like to hear this, but I tell them to like dig in and take advantage of all these opportunities that you have while you're in school. It may not feel manageable, it could even feel impossible, but later it will look like this time of luxury where you could have taken advantage of all these opportunities. So now is the time. Like go on a short term study abroad experience, do a summer research opportunity. Go present at that paper and let the department pay for that travel. Like, go do it all. And I'm going to be here to help support you, give you examples, like move you along in that. Because it really is a time of luxury that will go really quickly if you don't slow down and take advantage of those opportunities.
That's really good advice. I appreciate that. So, we're going to wrap up our interview here. And what I'll do is ask you just a very quick set of rapid fire questions, and you'll just spit out whatever comes top of mind. So, I'd like to know, what is your favorite type of music,
R&B music,
vacation spot,
anywhere warm,
sport to watch,
lacrosse,
type of literature,
nonfiction,
type of candy,
sour licorice, rips specifically.
favorite morning beverage?
I like a lot of cream and sugar with a little coffee.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Mendez, for taking the time with us. We definitely know you a lot better now and find you even more interesting. So thank you for sharing your knowledge and your words of advice and helping us get to know our faculty members beyond just what we see them in the classroom or just, from a CV on their website. So thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.